Well, welcome back, everybody. If you didn't catch the beginning of this Corolla episode, earlier I showed you that what you had to do and how to be able to test if the wheel bearing was actually bad. And you really don't have to pull it, but you got to pull the axle out so you can be able to spin it. Now, I'm going to break down how this thing works. This goes like this, and that's the cover, the dust cover for the rotor. This is pressed in here, okay? See where I'm at? This is the front side where the wheel goes. Now, you have to press this out from the back side, which is very, very, very tricky to get in the press. You got to use jigs and wedges and everything else. Now, once you get that out, to actually get the bearing out of here, first you got to, if you don't get this seal, this inner seal with the kit, you're going to have to save it. So what you have to do to save it is you take a long pry bar, a little bit bigger than this one, and you put it underneath the seal and get it on the lip. And you take a hammer and you tap on it. Dink, 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 dink. And then give it a little dunk, and you should be able to go around it and work the lip, the inside lip. As you can see, I did not damage the seal. That's not the seal. That's old grease from the old destroyed bearing. Actually, I probably should get that out of there. Don't want to get in my new bearing. You can see that the race, I don't know if you could see all the marks on it. I don't know if the camera's going to let you. The race is pretty destroyed. The other race was, this race was actually worse. I put it back in because that was, I need this in to press this bearing out the other way. Now, after you get this seal out, which is on the back side, then you got to get this snap ring out. Voila. You know, pair of snap ring pliers, give it a squeeze. You can wiggle it out, stick a pry bar underneath it, dunk, 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 and then you can wedge it up and get it out. Now, once you get all that done, then you can take it back to the press, and you're going to have to figure out how to wedge it up there. I personally, and I'll show you, there's all kinds of different ways, but this particular way right here, it's the ball joints in the way. But anyways, if you see how I got the pieces of wood, got more clearance on the bottom, plus you got to clear that arm. Got a big washer over here so it grabs the washer and doesn't just dent the wood and crush the wood. The ball joint's in my way. Oh, there we go. So basically it kind of sets up like this. I still have to wedge this up a little bit. I got another washer, kind of like that one, to put underneath there, and it wedges that up. Actually, one of those worked pretty well. And then, with the race, you see where the race is. Not this one. It's too big. Here's the race box. There it is. That one right there. And then, because the race is still in there, you use that. The race will press on the bearings, which, when you're putting it back together, you got to make sure you don't do that. I'll explain how to do that later, but and then you can press it out. And then when you get done pressing it out, you make sure you clean up everything real good with a wire wheel, emery cloth, no burrs, and then press it back together. All right, well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Automotive Drama. Stay tuned for more, and stay tuned for part 3 of when I actually press this bearing in and put it back together. All right, everybody, have a good night.